What's going on, guys? Sam Adams here, and today we're doing kind of a first 5 days impressions of the Nintendo Switch. Now, this thing came out last Friday, and as I am recording this, it is Wednesday morning. Now, the first thing I want to address is that some people are having issues with the system itself on various levels and degrees. So what's going on for some people is that whenever they're sliding the system in and out of its dock that connects it to the television, it is scratching the screen. Now, I saw that on day one. I literally saw that on Friday night that had started to happen with some people, and that is a very unfortunate situation. However, when you are unboxing it, you will see that, well, you can see it in my video anyway, that the Switch dock that connects it to the television is actually plastic, so therefore it is probably going to scratch the screen if you aren't careful, which is why whenever you are sliding the system in and out of the dock, you need to be especially careful. Cannot stress that enough. Don't just throw this thing around and expect it to be made of Gorilla Glass. This is a $300 budget system, so you need to be kind of careful with it whenever you're sliding it in and out of the dock. Now, another issue that some people are having is that whenever they take the Joy-Con off itself and they try and put the wristband accessory on it, they find that it does tend to get stuck, and that is because of the nature of the Joy-Con wristband. And I'll try and get this in focus. Hold on, looking at my preview monitor. Okay, so this right here is made of somewhat of a fake aluminum, almost like a, it's not quite a plastic, but it's not quite a metal, and so therefore it is quite bendable. So when you try and put it on this side of the Joy-Con, you do end up actually having to be very careful and get it right on the track. I'm trying to show you guys an example of this, and so right there you can tell that it clicks in nicely and there are no issues with it whatsoever. That being said, if you do try and force this on there, it will bend, it will get stuck, and you are going to have a hard time getting it off. Even right there, it makes it a little bit difficult to get off when you actually get it right. Now, the third major issue that some people are having is the issue of dead pixels on the LCD screen itself, because this is a 720p LCD screen on this device right here, and some people are having giant splotches of dead pixels on day one right out of the box. And of course, some people are having some software malfunctions and things like that, but Nintendo has pretty much said that there are common defects in LCD screens in which dead pixels are common. That is bullshit. If you have a dead pixel on your Nintendo Switch, you shouldn't have paid $300 for it. You should definitely get your money back or a replacement console, and I'm still kind of trying to figure out exactly how Nintendo is dealing with this. I'm hoping it's on a case-by-case basis, but if you bought something for $300, it should be immaculate if you bought it new. That's just my opinion. Now that we've made sure to point out the fact that there are issues with the console, that it is not perfect, that is the minority that is experiencing issues. The majority of us are actually having a good time with our Switches, and it seems to be a pretty great console. Now, I got mine on Friday night. I actually stood outside of a Walmart, got mine at midnight, came home, plugged it up, went to bed, didn't play it at all. So I pretty much had it Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and I've played a lot of Breath of the Wild, as a lot of people have, and that's pretty much the bulk of my experience. The coolest thing so far to me about the Nintendo Switch is the fact that it is genuinely the same experience on both the handheld and the console version, so to speak, you know, whenever you're plugged into the dock or if you are playing as a handheld console. Now, I have spent the majority of my time playing it as a handheld, and I have to say that it has blown my mind because of the world of Hyrule in Breath of the Wild. That game earns every fantastic review that it has gotten. It actually exceeded my expectations by far. I did not think that it would be that good, but it is a fantastic game. Now, the cool thing about it is whenever I don't want to be playing on the big TV in the living room, I can actually just pop the two sides of the Joy-Con off of the controller, bring the Switch in itself, pop the kickstand back up, set it right in front of my television, and play however I want. Now, the cool thing about playing however you want is that customarily, hold on, I'm going to put down my Joy-Cons, you have a PlayStation 4 kind of controller where you are literally, you know, you have your classic kind of experience. That being said, there is something revolutionary about the fact that you can hold both sides of the Joy-Con in any manner you want. You know, this is how I normally lay whenever I'm in there on the couch in the living room. I literally just lay there and I play like this, and it's fantastic. It blew my mind. Another fantastic thing about the Switch is that whenever you do get sick of playing in a certain fashion, you can switch back instantaneously with no kind of lag or having to save your game, exit, restart. There is no kind of issue with literally switching back and forth between the handheld, the weird little two sides of the Joy-Con in your hand watching the tablet thing, or the television. You can do it however you want, and it is such a fluid experience that it just encourages me to play whenever I get the chance, whether it be on the TV, the handheld, or in my own little weird tablet Joy-Con fashion. I love playing this thing however it's played. One issue I do take with the console, however, is the launch lineup itself, because however you want to cut it, it was a little bit light. Now, of course, you do have Shovel Knight and its new little DLC prequel thing, and then on top of that, you have games like RMX Racing and, you know, what's that other one, Snipper Clips and stuff like that, and Bomberman. But when it comes down to it, everyone who bought this console day one pretty much wanted it for Zelda, and for Zelda, it is a fantastic console, and it does Zelda very well. On top of that, there are no apps, which is very frustrating because of the fact that this is pretty much just a tablet whenever you take off the Joy-Cons. It is touchscreen, so you can type in things, and it is pretty accessible. It also has a kickstand, which means that if I had this sitting next to my bed, it would be perfect for YouTube, Netflix, Twitch, Hulu, Amazon Prime Video. Any kind of video service whatsoever would be right at home on the Nintendo Switch, especially with the headphone port in the top. Hopefully these apps come over time, especially things like Netflix. I can see some issues with YouTube just because of the relationship between content creators and Nintendo over the past couple of years, but that has nothing to do with the relationship between Nintendo and Google. Ultimately, I would love to see some apps come over to the Nintendo Switch, and they have said that they're working on some video stuff, but if you do want Netflix on the Switch, and if you do want YouTube on the Switch and Twitch on the Switch, there's a little thing there. You need to reach out to these companies and let them know that you want this kind of stuff, because otherwise they have no incentive to make it whatsoever. So to summarize my thoughts on the Nintendo Switch, it is a great console right at launch. That being said, it is not perfect. That being said, it is not bad. It is just right there at being good at what it is. Now you have to take into consideration what the Switch is. Don't go in expecting a PlayStation 4. Don't go in expecting an Xbox One, and by God, don't go in expecting a PC. You have to look at the Switch as Nintendo's big comeback console. It is a combination of the innovative aspects of the Wii and the Wii U. You know, you have the motion controls and the Joy-Cons. You have that similar kind of almost Wii nunchuck size attached to a tablet that is similar to the idea of a Wii U, and it's brought together in one innovative console that shows promise, especially over the course of the next couple of months and the next couple of years as the repertoire of video games does build up. Now for the question that everyone is asking, should you get one ASAP? Is this a you have to go out and get it as soon as you get your next paycheck? Ultimately, no. It is a fantastic console. For $300, I feel like I've gotten my money's worth, and if you have the extra money laying around, I would recommend at least checking one out and supporting Nintendo on this kind of innovative thing, because it is genuinely a good console. That being said, the games at launch are nothing that you really have to play right now. Zelda is going to be good for the rest of time. It is going to be a fantastic game until the world ends, so you can play it whenever you want. There really isn't anything that has an expiration date, so to speak, as far as the launch title goes, but as the year rolls on, and as we get Breath of the Wild, which we have right now, then we get Splatoon 2, and we get Mario Odyssey, and we get, you know, a whole bunch of these other little games that are going to be coming to the Switch over time. The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus, you can go out and get a Switch and get more bang for your buck and more games to play right whenever you get it. But as for right now, would I recommend getting it? Yes. Is it that you have to go out and get it? No. So that about wraps it up for my impressions of the Switch. If you enjoyed the video, drop it a like down below and let me know if you have gotten a Switch, if you plan on getting one at some point, or if you are going to go ahead and give this one a pass until there is a price drop, or if you're still rocking the Wii U. I just have to ask you why. If you are new to the channel, please head over there and check out some of my other content, because I do upload new stuff throughout the week, and I actually have a chair unboxing and first impressions / review video coming out sometime tomorrow, perhaps Friday, depending on whenever I get all of that edited. But as for right now, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for watching this particular video. I will talk to you soon. Peace.